A champion in the boxing world, inspired by heroes of his own.
I would watch all the great fighters, Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Jersey Joe Walcott, Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano. They all had this look, and they all had this appearance. When they got into the ring, you knew that they were winners. And I trained hard. I watched films. I was such a student of the sport of boxing.
Sugar Ray Leonard was a dominant force in the ring for more than 2 decades, winning an unprecedented 5 world titles in 5 different weight classes. But it was a sport he had to be dragged into by his brother.
I was not athletically inclined. I was not an athlete. I was kind of a mama's boy. And he took me to the gym, and we put the gloves on, and right away, I knew that this was my sport. This was something that I could be good at. And I continued for a couple years, and all of a sudden the 1972 Olympics was in focus. I tried for that. I made it to the quarterfinals. So 1976 was my year. I mean, I was so dedicated. I was so disciplined at 14, 15, 16 that I made my chances of making the Olympics quite possible.
To the world, he was a champion, but amid the glory, one of the darkest points in his personal life. In his new autobiography, The Big Fight, Leonard claims that he was sexually abused by an Olympics coach. Why did you decide to talk about that now?
Well, it's such an uncomfortable, awkward, personal situation for me, and I guess for others. I kept that to myself for over 30 years, and it was killing me. And especially when I didn't have my career in play, because when I retired back in 1982, that's when it really started to haunt me and started to bother me that I indulged into excessive alcohol consumption, drugs, cocaine, pills. I did it, whatever was available, I did those things. My marriage to my incredible wife, Juanita, was deteriorating, and I don't blame the drugs or alcohol for what I did. What I didn't do with her, I was just a bad guy. I was just a selfish guy, and my life started to explode. My life started to deteriorate. We got separated, eventually got divorced, and I was lost. And I did what most people, I think, would do. I continued to drink and do drugs and kind of cushion the emotional pain that I felt.
Despite this personal fight, Leonard was one of the hardest men to beat in the ring, taking on some of the biggest names in the sport. Samuel Waif wants to know, who was your toughest opponent?
Without question, it was Tommy Hearns. He was such an amazing champion, fighter, warrior, tall. He was such a freak of nature at 147 pounds. He, without question, was my toughest opponent.
Craig S. Osborne wants to know, can you describe what a Marvin Hagler punch feels like?
I can show him. Marvin Hagler's hands were it's what they call heavy-handed. Whenever he laid a glove on you, it felt like bricks. He punches that hard.
Has anyone ever told you what a Sugar Ray punch felt like?
It goes so quick, you don't know.
Sugar Ray Leonard. Oh, my God. Have you seen that video?
Also quick, Leonard's appearance as himself in the acclaimed film The Fighter, a biographical drama in which Christian Bale plays boxer Dickie Eklund. There's a question that lingers all the way through that film when you fought Dickie Eklund. Did he knock you over, or was it a trip? Can you answer that question for us?
Read my lips. I slipped. There was no knockdown. But it depends on who you ask.
It could be argued that the heyday of boxing is over, but Leonard believes other great champions will emerge, given the chance.
That is indeed a problem for the sport. Also, back in the day, There was amateur boxing at its best, Golden Gloves, the Pan American Games, the Olympics. I mean, those were the tournaments that really excel and really gave you the experience to be a great fighter professionally. And also, boxing used to be on free television, network television. We need to get back to the basics.
And speaking of getting back, just one question remains for this fighting 55-year-old. Now, you retired, 5 times in your career? This fascinates me. Did you get to 3 or 4? Did you get to 3 or 4 and you were thinking, not really?
I guess I was trying for the record of retirement. I think I succeeded. I don't know. I retired 5, 10, 8 times. I lost count.
And you're not coming back this time for sure, right?
Trust me. Where I am in my life now, at my age, they hurt now. The punches do hurt.